This short presentation will introduce you to GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulations, and what on earth is all the fuss about. I'm briefly going to cover when this is effective from, why you need to bother, some of the key points you need to consider, and what you need to do for your business. The General Data Protection Regulations will come into force on the 25th of May 2018 across the whole of the EU. We may be due to exit the EU at some stage, but until such time as the regulations are then changed within the UK in any way, they will remain in force. And certainly afterwards, many of them would still apply because many businesses will be trading with other EU members. There's no opt-out. So why do you need to bother? Well, in essence, you need to be able to demonstrate that you are complying with the regulations. There is no exemption for small businesses of any size or nature or industry. The data that is looking to be controlled is that belonging to natural persons. That means any living individual. All your staff need to know what they are doing, whether they are customer facing or not. And whilst there's been a lot of publicity about making sure that people specifically sign into newsletters, specific consent, there are 6 lawful grounds for processing data. So you need to be aware of what they all are and what you need to be doing. There are new roles for a data protection officer, a data controller, and a data processor. And you need to know who those are within your organisation. A small matter of subject access requests. You can no longer charge for those in order to put off people making such requests. A few of the key points to bear in mind. You need to be concerned with all your business processes which relate to all personal data, and there's a special category of sensitive personal data. So personal data would be employee data if you have employees, but it could also include personal contact details for business suppliers and customers. Sensitive personal data covers a number of extra areas. I'm not going to list all of them, but there's extra bits of information such as medical records for employees or a tenant of a property company writing a letter to say they are unwell. All of that information is sensitive. There are certain types of organisations which would have a large volume of sensitive personal data. You need to know what data you have and how it is processed within the business. You need to be aware of all your current policies and which ones will need to be updated, as well as all the current processes and making sure they fit together. What's your IT security? Where is everything and how is it stored and how secure is it? And what are the risks of breaches? Not just around IT and the data, but the people processing them. What do you need to do? You need to review all your business processes, anything where you have any data going through relating to individual people. Where is it? How is it processed? Ensure that you're aware and you've documented your processes and revise them as necessary. Audit the data. How is it gathered? How is it processed? How is it used? How is it stored and by whom? The biggest risk in many organisations is from the staff and individuals who process the data. Not necessarily maliciously, but just the mistakes that happen when people process information. Review all your current policies and revise them as necessary. Review your current IT and security arrangements with your service providers and ensure that everything is complete and up to date and you know where everything is. Include within that your data controller, your data processor and your nominated data protection officer. Assess the risks of breaches, what might go wrong, and minimise those as appropriate. If you are accused of a breach and you can show that you did everything reasonable to minimise it and have safeguarded things and that nothing actually happened, you'll be in a far better position than if you've not assessed them in the first place. So from today, 7th of November 2017, there are 199 days until the 25th of May 2018. That's 138 working days if you take out bank holidays and weekends. If you'd like help working your way through these processes, policies, procedures, data mapping, do get in touch. we'd be happy to help.